Hi, my name is Heather Slesser with the Marathon County Extension Office. Today we're going to talk about proper vaccine location in the dairy animal. Now, it is common practice to give dairy animals injections in the rear end because of ease and convenience. However, we need to start thinking of the dairy animal as having a second production life. So their first life is in milk and the second life is in beef. 25% of the beef supply comes from market cows and bulls. So we need to start thinking as dairy animals is not just hamburger anymore. If we are going to do this, we need to place our injections in the neck region of the cattle. The reason we place them in the neck region is that few cuts come from this area. When we inject into the rump, we get injection site lesions that affect the quality of the carcass and therefore decrease the amount of valuable meat that can come from our animals. The animal here, Bubbles, is showing us the location for proper injection sites. Injection should be placed in this blue triangle region, so ahead of the shoulders and above the vertebra. Within this region, you want to preferentially place subcutaneous shots. The reason we're placing sub-Q shots is because we're not injecting into the muscle, and therefore we will have limited injection site lesions. The quantity of injections that we give will depend on whether we're injecting an adult or a young animal. Adults, you want to give no more than 10 cc's per location. In younger animals, you want no more than 5 cc's per location. You also want to place your injections greater than 4 inches apart. So if you are giving an animal 30 cc's of a product, you will want to give them 3 injections. These 3 injections will then have to be placed 4 inches apart. If you do not have enough room on one side of an animal's neck to give them 3 injections, you'll want to place 2 on one side and 1 on the other side. Something else to consider when giving injections is the size of the needle and the length of the syringe of that needle and the size of the syringe you are using. You want to make sure that your needle is fitting your function or the purpose that you are using it for. If we are giving an injection that is subcutaneous or sub-Q, you'll want to use a 3/4 inch needle. If you are giving an injection in the IM or in the muscle, you'll want to use a needle that is 1 to 1.5 inches in length. Also, you will want to fit the diameter or the gauge of the needle based on the viscosity of the fluid that you are using. Gauges of 16 or 18 are plenty adequate for most of the uses that we will have in the dairy industry. You also want to use a syringe that fits the size or the dose that you are giving. So if you only have 2 cc's of a product, you do not want to use a 30 cc syringe. A very important point to remember is that needles are single service items. Every time that needle passes through the animal's skin or passes into the stopper to withdraw vaccine, that needle is going to be dulled and it's going to create burrs. The duller the needle is, the more likely we will have a bend or a break of that needle. If a needle breaks off within an animal, this is an emergency situation and a veterinarian needs to be called if we cannot locate it and remove it immediately. Remember, we do not want needles in our meat product. So keep this in mind that you want to inject in the neck, fit your needle size to the injection type that you are giving, fit the gauge of your needle to the viscosity of the fluid, and also make sure that you fit the syringe to the size of dosage that you are giving. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope you learned something.